This trial pack of cab controller comes with a program installation disc. There's a quick start user guide here and also a printed user manual. In here you will find lots of screenshots of the program in use and lots of information on how to get the best out of the program. The install disc launches a customized menu. Click the button labelled Install Booking System and the install shield process begins to guide the user through installing this package on their own computer. Simply accept the default settings, click the button labelled Next, and the rest of the process then continues automatically until complete. The process takes about a minute, and when finished the booking system will then be able to run on the user's computer. Double click the new cab controller icon to launch the booking system, then log on using the username and password provided in the quick setup guide. The trial pack comes with a collection of demo bookings. What we're going to do is clear all these jobs from the screen simply by allocating them each one to a driver. We'll then complete each job in turn and then we'll be able to clear all the bookings from the screen so we can start adding our own. So now we have the jobs here as allocated jobs, and if we wish we can even mark them as the passenger having been picked up, so POB'd. What we'll do is work our way through the list here, clearing each job in turn until they're all gone. Before we begin creating new bookings, we'll just take a look here at the system settings. Here we've got the business name and address as it will appear on our invoices. Then there are a range of options that we can enable or disable. So now we'll create our first cash booking. Here we'll set the pickup time for 4:30 and we'll put in the pickup address of 45 Harvey Terrace. As we type in the first few letters, the program tries to find a match for us. Here we have it and it puts in the whole address. Now put in the destination. The program does not find this, so it will then prompt us later to store this as a new pickup address, so it's the Malton Community Centre. Put in the passenger name and then we can set the number of passengers to pick up and store the booking. Here we add our new pickup address, the community centre, and if we go now into the booking section we can see the new booking here on the top line. We can display this now and even add in some notes. So we'll put in lots of luggage and then update that booking. Here on the top line now it shows the notes. So now we're ready to begin adding our drivers and vehicles to the system. We'll start here with creating a new driver record. Simply fill in each section in turn with the driver name and call sign. We put in the address, insurance details, driving license and so forth, and then we can also specify any commission levels that we may charge for work that we pass on to this driver. So once we store this record, we'll then create a vehicle record and we simply fill in each section in turn again with the vehicle details. So we need the make and the model and the colour and the registration date and so forth. And then we can specify the driver for this vehicle, so it'll be our new driver, and also the registered keeper. So store this record, and if we go into the control screen we can now log this vehicle on. We can see here, and the vehicle is now logged on ready for work. Now we can create a record for one of our account customers. So here we're going to create an account record for Redmond Engineering Limited. Simply fill in each section in turn, beginning with the name and the account number, the address, contact details and so on. When this is complete we can store this record and we're ready then to create a booking for this customer. So this time we were going to choose invoice to account customer, and then we could choose Redmond Engineering here, and then we'll simply fill in the details of the booking. So our pickup address is going to be Unit 23 of Redmond Lane, As we type in the address, the program will look for a match. It doesn't find it this time, so later it will ask us if we want to store this address. Let's fill in the rest of the details. We can put in now the driver and invoicing prices, and then we can store this booking. Straight away the program asks us to store Redmond Lane as a new pickup address and also our destination of Gatwick Airport. So in our booking system now we can see the new booking that we've created here. We can display this booking and even change some of the costings if we wish. So now we can invoice this completed booking to our customer. We can see here that there is only one item in the list of invoiceable bookings. We can change any prices that we so wish here, and when we're happy with that we can then send that item through to the print routine. Here we can also generate a preview of the invoice and see what it's going to look like when it's ready to be mailed out, and then we can go through and generate the invoice to the customer here just by clicking a button. So now it's time to create some recurring booking templates for our school runs. Here we simply select the account that we're going to invoice these bookings to. Here's Malton Borough Council, and then we'd be filling in the booking form with the details of the job. So we put in Molly Smith, and she's being picked up at 8 o'clock in the morning. This is her home address, and then we have the destination here of Belmont Secondary School. So once we put in the outbound journey, we can then create a return journey. Here we'll simply put in the time, and then we click a button to copy over the outbound and inbound address. We can now set the driver and invoicing rates for this job. And when that's all done, we simply store this template, and we can go ahead and create more templates in turn. So with our new recurring booking template, we can go ahead now and create bookings for a school run. Here we simply put in the start date and select our template, and then pick out the days of the week that we're going to make our bookings for. We can do this for all the days of an entire month, but we're going to pick out just the Monday to Friday of 1 week. So the bookings are now created. We can go into our control screen, and if we select all dates, we can see here we've made bookings for return journeys for Molly Smith for a whole week. So now we just need to go ahead and allocate these bookings to a driver so that we can then complete each job in turn. Here we have the bookings now being cleared, and when these are all cleared from the screen, then we'll be ready to go through to the invoicing process. So now our completed school run bookings are ready to invoice. Simply go to prepare customer invoices, and we can see each of the bookings here ready to be sent through to our printing process. Simply send each one through, and then we can get a quick preview of this invoice. You can see here what it's going to look like when it's been printed, and when we're happy with that, we can go through and generate the invoice ready to be mailed to our account customer. So now we'll create a weekly account summary for a selected driver. Simply put in the start date of the week that we're interested in and click a button, and this will then calculate all the journey charges due to that driver for that week. We can add any additional charges that we shall deduct from this driver, and then we can store this record and print the report simply by selecting the printer that we're going to use. We can retrieve this record at any time. Simply select the driver and then the date period from the list of reports that he has, and here we can go ahead and reprint this report. Simply select which printer we're going to use, and then we have the report, as you can see. Next we'll create a detailed report of all the jobs completed by a selected driver for a given period. So we simply select the driver and put in the date period, and then we can choose invoiced jobs, cash jobs and so forth, and then select which printer we're going to use, and it generates the report as we can see here. Here we have a mobile modem, sometimes referred to as a dongle. We can plug this into a USB socket on our computer and use it to send and receive text messages. When the modem is plugged into a USB socket, a small program launches automatically to install the software that's required. This takes just a few moments, and then we can see here that the device is ready to use. So the last thing to do now is to configure our program to communicate with the new modem. So here the routine will go through all our communication ports looking for our modem. Here it's found it, and it will now test the various functions, and when this is completed we can then save the settings and it will be ready for use. So with our modem now connected and ready, we'll send a text message to our customer to let her know that the vehicle has been dispatched and is on its way. Simply select the booking and click a button. The program will then formulate a message, pass it to our modem, and that will then send it directly to our customer. You can see here the message is coming through, and there we are. Here's a simple caller ID device that we'll use to enable the caller display facility on our system. So with our caller ID device connected, simply select the option here to enable it, and then we just restart the program. So the caller ID device is now listening for the next incoming call. Here it's identified the number, and we simply bring up the booking form now and create a booking in the conventional way. So putting in our pickup address and the destination and the passenger name, the program will then store this telephone number together with the pickup details, ready for the next time this passenger phones us to make another booking. So we simply store this booking, and then we'll make another call. So this time the incoming call, it identifies the passenger from the previous call, and we bring up the booking form, and it's already filled in with the name and the pickup address. So the caller ID device is now listening for the next incoming call. Here it's identified the number, and we simply bring up the booking form now and create a booking in the conventional way. So putting in our pickup address and the destination and the passenger name, the program will then store this telephone number together with the pickup details, ready for the next time this passenger phones us to make another booking. So we simply store this booking, and then we'll make another call. So this time the incoming call, it identifies the passenger from the previous call, and we bring up the booking form, and it's already filled in with the name and the pickup address. When the trial period ends, we'll need to download an update code. Here we click a button that will take us to a web page, and we simply fill in the order as given on the program. So we begin with putting in the name of our business, requesting the update code, and then we go through selecting the 8-digit order number until we have all 8 digits. Then select our package, here are 90 days, and confirm that we have the correct order number put in place. This takes us through to the WorldPay payment page, and then this will process our payment and give us the update code. Here we simply type it into the program and then click the update button, and then the program is reset for a further 90 days.